Here we go. Special this for Sunset Speedway.ca. I'm here at the Hillsdale Hurricane Thayne Hallyburton with his condolence pizza.
Thanks, Alan.
He needs it tonight. Hard luck award tonight.
She's dicked.
This is this is very much like all these post-race interviews that I do where I can sort of frame it up and make it sound dramatic, just like I did with Chris Mitchell at Peterborough. I would sooner just let you tell me what happened here at Sunset. Tell me what happened in feature number 1 that essentially has relegated you to the sidelines right now.
You know, I heard what happened in front of me. I actually don't know. I'm not going to speculate. I just know that Paul Maltese was in the outside fence, and he slowed down, and I couldn't see him through Gressel. I was right behind Gressel. I saw Gressel's back end lift up, and I'm like, oh, shit, like something's going on. So I hit the brake, and then my spotter said low, low. I turned low, and I turned into a car. And then by the time I looked up, I was destroying myself against Maltese. So I don't know.
Now, when you have an impact like that, how much of that does the driver feel? Because you hit him incredibly hard. There was a huge impact. I mean, obviously you see the sort of the state of the car sort of tells the story. So when you have contact like that, how much do you feel of that when you're behind the wheel?
I feel a lot of it. You know, like I kind of equate it. You watch the onboard video of like a Daytona wreck, and you hear the loud bang. And that's the first time I've heard that crash in the race car, so it was pretty hard. I mean, I'm a little bit sore, the shoulder and everything, and I don't know, maybe the head. We'll find out.
I mean, you mentioned that you tried to pitch it sideways and dodge it at the last nanosecond, and your right front wheel was the first thing to hit his car. So a damage report of the racetrack is obviously really difficult to do without getting it home. But from what you can see, what's the laundry list of damage to the 14 car right now?
I mean, it looks like the whole front clip firewall forward's gone. I lost all upper lower control arm spindle, rack, harmonic balancer, header, exhaust system, door fender, quarter panel, front bumper. See, I don't have a concussion.
Clearly.
Shock. I mean, it's probably 10 grand, but phoned Junior before the dust has settled, and he said, "Bring her down the motor, put her on the jig." So we're heading to Waterdown.
Through the concrete grows a single rose. We might have a little bit of good news. I mean, is this just one of those deals where, from your standpoint, it's unavoidable? I mean, when you got a guy like that stopped on the racetrack in front of you.
Yeah, it sounds like the initial contact was pretty unavoidable with the two cars. I know Maltese isn't too pleased. I mean, from that standpoint it was, but after he's sitting there, that car on my inside, usually I'm pretty good at getting through those. There's really nowhere to go. You know, the biggest thing is to not lock the car up. I didn't do that. If you lock the car up, you can't steer it. So it's kind of like you're on ice, so I just let it roll. And I guess the impact was pretty hard because of that, but I feel bad for Maltese, and I feel bad for my guys. This car is a labor of love for us, and she's tore up pretty good.
I mean, it's funny that we just did an interview where really the whole preface of the interview was that 2015 has been so different than 2014. You know, it's been the exact opposite, and now it feels like we've sort of gone back in time a little bit where you're having this bad luck sort of just jump up and bite you. It feels reminiscent of last season.
You know what? Last season was kind of mechanical. This is just racing. I mean, you race the car long enough, you're going to have this happen. It's my 10th year, and I really haven't torn one up too bad. So I guess it was just my time.
With that being said, was this was the worst lick you've ever taken in a race car?
By far, yeah. I got out of the car while I had adrenaline. I knew it was going to be sore. Like, my back's hurting and I'm pretty sore. But, you know, Port City builds a safe race car, and, you know, we don't skimp on safety equipment. They got the best belts and seat you can buy and helmets. So all that stuff I have to feel like saved us pretty good.
I got to tell you, you're the second guy this week to tell me how safe Port City cars are. Marvin Freiberger told me the same thing. He had an even scarier wreck, and both of you guys have sort of attested to Harley and the team over in Michigan what they can do with a race car. So happy to see that you're all right. I certainly hope that Mr. Hanley has some good news for you tomorrow. And I mean, we'll try to check back in with you. If you're not racing next Saturday, we'll do another follow-up and see where you're at, because I know there's a lot of fans that are looking forward to seeing the 14 car back on track.
Yeah, I mean, next Saturday I think it's a pipe dream, but Junior's Junior, and everyone knows what he can do. So.
Magic. He's got a pretty big hat that he can pull stuff out of. So we'll see. We'll check back in with you. All the best, and hopefully you're feeling a little bit better tomorrow morning.
Thanks, man.
The Hillsdale Hurricane Thayne